greatest of the greatest of the greatest Nigerians. Thank you very much again. We are all inside rain now, in the very cold weather. There must be a reason why we are here. And that reason is for us to march for change. That reason is for the whole world to hear us that we want a change in that country. That reason is that the unity of Nigeria is non-negotiable. That reason is the military that we have today can chase away Boko Haram in that 14 local government. But we have a leader who refused to be a proper CEC. We have a leader that instead of him being an husband is a wife. We have a leader that all what he wants is to go from one church to the other to seek blessing. We have a leader recently in Jordan. One of the Air Force was killed in Jordan. The Jordan king, because of that, flew the jet and went down to the camp of ICS. But we have a leader that will go and dance Azonto whenever our girls being kidnapped or our boys being killed. We have a leader that all he wants is about Ijaw National. We have a leader that all he wants is just about him. And we have a ruling class that have kidnapped our president at the moment, the person of Colonel Sambo and his clique. We have a leader that is so weak that if we don't shout, all what they want is to shift the election and make an interim national government possible. But we are saying this afternoon that we want an election. We want a change of leadership. We are saying this afternoon that enough is enough. That what we've tested in Lagos State, what we've tested in Kano State, what some of our governors have done, we want it at national level. We want that change in Asoro so that we can have a leader that can lead us right. That we can have a leader that can bring back our girls. Today marked 303 days that those girls have been missing. And up to now, my president was telling us the other day, don't quote me. We have a leader who is so confused. What is the meaning between corruption and stealing? Ole is ole. We have a leader who says he's a PhD holder and we can't find his thesis. We have a leader who all he wants is all about him and the wife. We have a leader who is using 2 billion naira to eat rice and malu in Asoro. This is the time for us to change that man. That's why we need to educate our people back home that this change must happen in March 28th to send the clueless one from Otuoke back to where it's gone from. Thank you very much.
It is raining and freezing cold out here at the High Commission of Nigeria, and Nigerians are here clamoring for this change. They've had enough, or they say enough. Let me find out from God, one of the organizers. Tell us about this man.
Thank you very much. I mean, we are pretty much from the book movement, and we've been going on this for the last 2 years. We had the rally some time ago before the year ran out, and this is just in continuation to put pressure on the government of Nigeria. Enough is enough. We cannot in the last 2-3 years plan an election, then within a few couple of days to the election, then decide to chicken out. We believe there is a sinister motive. We believe democracy is all about being fair and justice. So we believe that the president of Nigeria should stick to his word. He should give the Nigerian people the mandate to choose who their leader is. It's unfair that they will postpone the election just because of some flimsy excuses. It's not right.
Back here today, we're here to actually register our disappointment at the postponement of the elections. But that's actually happened as of today. So here we're here to say we're here to march for that democracy, to protect our democracy, and to say enough is enough, to say that come the 28th of March, that we will want the elections to go ahead. And this time we don't want any, there shouldn't be any excuses. We are ready to go. The Nigerians in diaspora, Nigerians in Nigeria are now saying we want to vote, we should be allowed to vote, and it's about time that we go about voting as actually required by the Constitution. A few days ago, Jega actually came out to say that he was ready to go. INEC was ready to go. But just a few days to the elections, the security services actually withdrew to protect and actually provide the necessary services for INEC to conduct that election. So now that they've actually come, we believe it's a joker by the federal government. We know that they're scared of actually these elections taking place. We know it's one of the gimmicks that we're actually against, and that's why we're here today, to actually march for democracy, to say that enough is enough and we want to go ahead with it. And now that we have a date, which is the 28th of March, we're saying we want to go ahead with it. That date should be sacrosanct. We don't want any more excuses, and we really want to go for it. Because Nigerians are tired of this ruling government. They know that they don't have a clue. It's been 16 years of PDP, 16 years of wastage, 16 years of backwardness, 16 years of not going forward. And we're saying enough is enough. It's about time to change, and Nigerians just can't wait to see the back of this clueless ruling government.
It's very, very disappointing because we were shocked and surprised that the government could do this. But obviously, it's all a gimmick, it's all planned. Obviously, they want to rig this election, we believe, and one of the strategies is to postpone it, delay, and think that that would discourage our members, APC, and our electorates. But obviously we will wait until 6 weeks, the 28th of March, and we believe that the election will take place then. We know what they were trying to do, and it's obvious to the rest of the world. And but now it's we just believe that it has to take place on the 28th of March. Yeah, but the thing is, you've got to look at democracy from either an African perspective or a Western perspective. Number one, Africa is the rest of the African continent, or the rest of the countries in the continent. They are looking upon us as the most populous country in the world, the most populous democracy in Africa, so to speak. And when we cannot even run elections fairly, we can't run elections in time. We can't run elections at a set date. It doesn't speak well for Nigeria as a nation.
First of all, I should be voting today. I should be voting today for two reasons. One, I should be voting, though I'm in the diaspora, I should be voting because the president promised the diaspora vote. So I should be voting today. And then, obviously, the election was postponed. So two things about today. And I think February 14th will somehow become embedded in Nigerian history like June 12th, you know, because we were robbed. This was stolen from us, and I know a lot of people will travel back to vote, you know, and a lot of people planned their lives around February 14th. So the postponement has affected them. Yes, the postponement has affected them financially. You know, I mean, there's a true cost to this postponement that we're not looking at. You know, but hopefully, I'm thinking March 28th. As long as there are no further delays, our election is a right. Democracy is a basic right. So hopefully, 2015, March 28th, nothing changes. We vote. We get a new government. That's it. That's good enough.
As a Nigerian, I'm very bitter that the election has been postponed. Why? We've had this date since last year that there's going to be an election. All the parties have done their primary. They've been ready. They've been campaigning. We've invited the general community to be in Nigeria to monitor the election. All of a sudden, somebody somewhere announced in London here at Chatham House that the election might be postponed based on logistics, not on military readiness or not. By the time they get to Nigeria, they said, oh, it's no more logistics, it's now the military are not ready for the election. And my challenge is, even in 1999, some local government were not ready. In Bayelsa State, where Mr. President comes from, we don't, because of that, stop the election, because of the activity of Nigeria Delta boys then. 14 local government, by our constitution, should not stop INEC not going ahead with an election. But I pity Mr. Jeddah, because when your military say to you they are not ready for something, they can even create their own crisis and claim that, oh, we told you that we're not ready. So we cannot so much blame Jeddah, but I blame the Mr. President that we have at the moment. It seems the man is not in power. It seems we truly have a leader who is truly clueless. Because if it's not, Mr. President was telling us at the media chat that he didn't even know that the election will be postponed. So there was no consultation, nothing at all. For me as a Nigerian, I'm so bitter because in my mind, I believe today will have been a significant day to chase Mr. President back to where it comes from, so Nigeria can have a better tomorrow.
Can I first start by saying that the postponement of election is a very unfair action. It's almost on the verge of being a silent coup, and any further act to defer this election would ultimately be a coup. It's a very sad day for democracy. Nigeria is known as the giant of Africa. We set precedent for other countries. If Nigeria does this, what does this imply to other countries in Africa, outside Africa, as well? So this is a very sad day for democracy. Nigerians have been denied their constitutional rights with the postponement of election, and I hope that come May 28th, we're not going to be given another excuse of why we're going to be postponing an election, and I hope that we're not going to be lumbered with an interim government. So come March 28th and April 11th, I want us to go to the poll. I want us to be able to exercise our constitutional rights.
I think the problem with our country, it's not about PDP per se. It is about the cabal that are actually running the country. So the problem that a lot of Nigerians seem to have is that they don't even understand that there are people running Nigeria from behind. So what you see as PDP is just a front. So the guys running Nigeria are actually the guys that you don't even see. They dictate what is happening in the country. And one of the things that they do is to make sure that they have somebody that they can control. So if they have somebody that they can control, okay, it is good for the business that they do. So in this case, with Jonathan, being the kind of person he is, he doesn't have any clout. So it will continue to be business as usual. So it's not about a problem with PDP. It is actually the people behind the scenes running the country, using PDP as a front.
I would like to find out from you, would Nigeria be seen as a foreign state not to be able to conduct an election with the would be 7 billion to be able to connect, and we have to wait. So survivor of the country, what's your take about this? What do they say or what's your reaction, or what have you been hearing from other friends of yours from other countries? When you came to Nigeria, this is
the problem is just very simple. The problem is that the citizens of the country don't even understand their role in a democracy. That is why when you see a Nigerian, even in the diaspora, they have this tendency of, I don't care. Nigeria is, I'm not interested. So, and that exactly typifies the problem that we have. The people that are running the country want the citizens to have that mindset of I'm not interested, so that it will continue to be business as usual. There is no country where you have citizens that are not active in politics or what is happening in their country. If you are not doing that, obviously, you're sending a very bad signal to the rest of the world. And that is why the country is a laughing stock, because we are not interested. We are not patriotic. Until we begin to be patriotic, then we will see the light at the end of the tunnel for our country. All we are saying is that Nigerians should begin to partake in everything that has to do with the development and the future of the country. If we do that, then we will never be taken for a ride.
Nigerians follow.